to the channel. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. As for me, I sure did. I cooked the typical Thanksgiving turkey, and I did my famous homemade dressing, and it came out so good. We ate so much. I want to thank all my subscribers for subscribing. You're the ones who motivate me to make my videos. Because as far as the technical part of doing this, it's not that easy for me. But as far as sewing, I really enjoy sewing and crafting that I like sharing it with you. And so it's really rewarding when I hear that someone learned to do something that I shared. For today's project, I made this Fabric Turkey Placemat. And I'm sorry that it's already past Thanksgiving, but my schedule got busy and I didn't get a chance to post it, but I wanted to post it anyway. So, because this is a cute little placemat, and for the feathers are pockets where you're able to insert the utensils. I did include the pattern in the description box, so if you want to try to work on this turkey placemat yourself. I did have a couple of you that mentioned on the comments that you didn't have a printer to print out your pattern. So if that's you and you really like the pattern and not able to print it out, just send me an email and I can mail it to you. I really like this project because it was really fun to do because it came out pretty cute. So if you continue watching, you can watch the sewing tutorial so you can learn how to make it yourself. Also, I would really like to hear how yours came out.
Once you've printed out and cut out your pattern, you're ready to cut your fabric. The first thing I did was to cut out my large backing piece. So you'll need to fold the fabric so that you can place the pattern on the fold. You're going to need to cut 2 pieces of the large backing piece. The next pattern I cut was the small backing piece. That one also needs to be placed on the fold. So you need to fold the fabric, place the pattern where it says place on fold, and cut it. Need to cut only 1 piece of the small backing. The next pattern that I cut was the body of the turkey. You're only going to need to cut 1 piece for the body. I set aside my backings for now since I'm going to be working with the body of the turkey. I'm going to be sewing the face of the turkey on the body. And I used Wonder Under for the eyes and the nose and the gill. I can iron it to the face of the turkey and it'd be a lot easier to sew. Under Wonder is used for appliques. I ironed the eyes, the nose, and the gills to the turkey's face. I used small zigzag all around. Once I finished sewing the face of the turkey, I set that aside and I began sewing the feathers together. I'm going to need to cut one side of the left, and then you're going to flip it over and cut another piece for the other side, so you'll have a left one and a right one. You'll have a total of 7 feathers. Feather 1 and 2 and 3, you need to cut 2 pieces. The center feather is just 1 piece. When you're making this turkey, it's all up to you on what colors you want to use for the feathers and for the backing and the wings. So it's kind of fun when you get to choose what color fabrics you want to use for your project. It's all up to you. Once you finish sewing your feathers together, you're going to set those aside. You're going to want to sew your wings together. So you're going to have 4 pieces of the wings. You're going to place 2 of them right sides together and sew them, and then you're going to place the other 2 right sides together and sew those. So you'll end up with having 2 wings. Now that you have your wings all sewn up together and you have sewn the face to the turkey on its body and you made your wings, we're going to put these all together and sew them up. You're going to place the wings onto the feathers, place the body on top, going to sew all around the body as shown on the picture. You've completed sewing the turkey to the wings and to the feathers. Now you're going to sew the small backing and the batting together by putting the right side together and sewing all around, but leaving the bottom opening unsewed so you can turn it inside out. After you've sewn the small backings together and you turned it inside out, it's a good idea to press it. I didn't show on the video when I pressed it, but every time I make something and that you have to turn inside out, it's always a good idea to press it, make sure that it's nice and ironed and that it helps flatten it all out. After you've completed sewing the feathers and nice and pressed, you're going to pin it to the large backing so that you can sew it onto the large backing. Pin the large backing right sides together, the other part or the other piece of the large backing right side together, and then also the batting. And then you're going to sew all around, leaving the bottom open so that you can turn inside out. Once you've sewn your large backings together, right sides together and with the batting, you're going to turn it inside out and you're going to press it so that it can be flattened nice and neat. Press the curves really good. To make it easier to close and sew the opening, I usually like to press it, and that would help you fold the seam in and press it, and it'll be a lot easier to sew. After you have sewn the opening, I usually like to press it one more time. After the backing are put together and pressed, I like to do the finishing touches by sewing in between the feathers with a more decorative zigzag. Your turkey is done and ready to enjoy. It makes a nice and cute decorative placemat on your table and very useful to put your utensils in. I really thought it came out pretty cute.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope the sewing tutorial was easy to understand. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, don't hesitate to let me know. And also don't forget to subscribe and give me a like. Stay safe out there, wear your mask, and stay 6 feet apart, and do all those things you need to do to stay healthy. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, have fun keeping it crafty.